now!
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but it looks like you might have a severe case of main character syndrome. Main characters, let's talk about them. Being that we had all this NPC business going on not too long ago, let's talk about main character syndrome. Been seeing it all over YouTube and other platforms, I would imagine. Now, of course, I'm assuming you read the title of the video, and I want to clarify, yes, I am studying psychology. No, that does not make me a psychologist, and I am aware of this. I am not actually clinically trying to diagnose these main characters that we're seeing on the internet and everything that I'm going to talk about today. What I am trying to do is take a majority of the videos that I see of people being main characters, most of which I'm going to find on Reddit, by the way. I want to find the ones that are similar or have similar main character vibes to them and try to pick apart what it is that drives them to act this way. Besides the whole, they're just doing it for clout and stuff like that, because that's like the obvious, but I feel like there's more to it. There's more that we're not getting, and there's a deeper meaning, you know? There's something more to it that we're not seeing that I want to dissect and analyze in order to figure out why there are so many people who feel like they are the main character nowadays. Let's start with Exhibit A.
I cannot believe this just happened at Target.
Like, why would she just pass through and interrupt my video? Like, I'm so confused right now.
Why is she crying?
Here is the full video.
Why is she crying though? It can't be that big of a deal, right? So I've also heard people say that this girl is also trolling. Either way, this is dumb. I just want to know why she's crying though. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You could just do it again.
Serious? Oh my.
I mean, okay, you know what? I will say, I wonder if this is staged. If it's not staged, I'll definitely say the guy who bumped into the guy trying to do a fit check on the street, that was kind of rude. He didn't have to bump into him. Okay, let's look at this one, because this one is a very common one. People who are trying to film themselves at the gym and then gets mad when people exist in said gym. This song might get copyrighted. Like, what does she expect? Like, you're doing it in the worst of places too. Like, people are trying to work out. Like, what does she think is supposed to happen? Okay, so this first category of people who are constantly mad at people getting in their shot in their videos is an interesting one. Because here's the thing, right? I don't think the initial anger at somebody ruining your shot in public is what the problem is. Because I mean, people's been taking pictures and photos in public forever. You know, people do this all the time. If somebody's taking a picture in public or something like that, you don't want to ruin their photo. At least not me. Like, if I see they're trying to take a picture and they're doing stuff, I'll sit back and wait. I'll be like, okay, you know what? Take a picture. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with kind of getting upset if somebody is in your shot. That's gonna happen because you're in a public place. That lack of acknowledgement is where the problem lies. I think there's just an extreme lack of awareness with these main characters that they don't realize that you're in a public place. Everybody has a right to be there too. They're not supposed to accommodate you in your video because you're making one in public. This idea comes from the fact that filming in public is just very normal now. People always did it, like YouTubers, they would vlog in public and stuff like that. Like, it's not really anything new per se, but with the growth of TikTok, where a lot of things get popular when you film them in public, people have gotten more comfortable doing it now, just filming in public. And again, whatever, that's fine, I guess. But the problem is, don't expect to go in public, film in public in a very crowded and populated area and not have people living their lives with you in that area. Like, that's, you can't get mad. Like, people think it's rude when these people are walking in front of their video or their photos or whatever they're about to take. They see that as like, oh, they're just being disrespectful. And it's like, no, you're in the way. You are literally in the middle of the way where everybody has to go. They don't have to stop, okay? They don't have to. somewhere in their mind, they're like, okay, well, obviously, if I'm filming in public, you need to stop and drop everything and wait till I'm done. No, they don't. As I mentioned before, if I see someone taking pictures in public, I'm not gonna walk right in front of their video or their photo right before they take it. Other people might not care. Other people have things to do. They're not gonna stop and drop everything or go all the way around just to reroute themselves so you can take a good picture. Unless your name is on wherever you're trying to film, then you have no right to tell people that they can't be there because they're messing up your shot. Like, they're not trying to deliberately mess anything up. They're just trying to live, dude, and you're in the way. You are in the middle of the way trying to make this video. A very simple solution to this problem: one, maybe just go somewhere else. Don't choose to be in a very crowded area. I mean, these people will go in the middle of Times Square, try to, do their little TikTok dances or whatever, and then get mad when everybody walks past their camera. Maybe you shouldn't be in one of the most popular places in New York. Go somewhere else. Just find a secluded area, or just go literally anywhere else to make your video. Or if you don't want to do that and you want to be wherever you're trying to be for the aesthetic, then you're just gonna have to deal with people being in your shot, man. That's it. Because there's no other way. These next videos are going to be feral. They're going to be the people who go in public just to disrupt society. Look at that guy's just like, I'm not dealing with it right now. Ma'am, I don't think that's healthy. This one isn't particularly hurting anybody. We'll look at ones that are even worse than this in a second. But yeah, I mean, this one's not really bothering anyone per se, but it definitely is kind of obnoxious. Again, not that bad, but bad. I don't know exactly what she was saying, but it couldn't have been so important that she just had to like ruin the lives of everybody on that train or bus or wherever they were. Okay, this one is bad. This one is one of the worst ones. Okay, hold on. Just take a look at this, the gym one. Look at the way she's moving away. I mean, I would do the same. Yeah, that's just uncomfortable. Yo! He was straight up supposed to kick that dude in the face. If he did not get down, that would have ended not good. Okay, just pause, please. Okay, so you get the point, right? So these are the people who just go in public to do the most random, annoying, loud, and attention-seeking things they could possibly do. Now, this may be a stretch, what I'm about to say, but I'm just speculating. A lot of it could come from childhood, and maybe the fact that they did not get the attention and validation that they needed. So when you're a kid, you have a lot of expectations from the adults in your life and the authority figures in your life. We are always trying to please like our teachers, our parents, and things like that, and trying to be validated by them, which is fine. A lot of people nowadays tend to make that seem like it's the worst thing in the world when it's completely natural to seek validation from other people. Your perceptions of yourself are not the same as other people's perceptions of you. So if you see yourself in some type of way, you would want other people to see you in that type of way, or at least see you in a positive type of way. So seeking validation from other people isn't exactly a bad thing. And growing up, of course, when we're young, we want to get that validation, especially from the people that we find important to us. If somebody else feels good about you, you feel good about yourself, right? But it's weird because that doesn't really make sense in this situation. When these people, these main characters, are doing these things in public, no one's applauding them. Nobody likes what they're doing. Nobody is sitting there clapping their hands like, yay, you just made all of us feel uncomfortable. Like, nobody actually likes what they're doing. So, which leads me to think that they're not even looking for any type of positive affirmations. They just want attention. And yeah, that seems like the obvious, like, okay, duh, they're doing it for attention. And also people will be like, they're doing it for clout and just for the views and stuff like that. You don't have to do stuff like this in order to get views, right? I mean, we all know how TikTok works at this point. We see the amount of TikTok celebrities we have and what they did to get famous. You don't have to do much to get a lot of views and likes on TikTok or just social media in general. So why choose the most unlikable things to do in public just for views? You know, like, it seems a little more than just, oh, they're just doing it for views, because you can do literally anything just for views. They are choosing to completely embarrass themselves in public, and in order to try and get some type of attention. It seems more intrinsic, I guess, because this is borderline insanity. I mean, this video, look at what this guy is doing. Like, he's just barbaric, an actual caveman. And look at the people's reactions behind him. Like, everyone's just uncomfortable, you know? I mean, except for that one guy who's kind of like nodding his head in approval. But it's like, what else is he supposed to do? He's uncomfortable like everyone else. It kind of reminds you, going back to childhood, it kind of reminds you of that one kid, the one who was just the troublemaker, the one who was always getting in trouble, always causing trouble, always making it hard for the adults and teachers and parents and caretakers in order to take care of them. The ones who would purposely do things in order to get them upset and try to run away from them. This is the vibe that I'm getting. It's like, they don't want validation. They don't want you to see them positively. They just want you to see them. They just want attention. They just want your eyes to be on them, even if you don't get a good reputation because of it. These types of main characters who do this type of stuff in public, I'm very convinced that they're compensating for something. I don't know, maybe they grew up the middle child or something. And last but certainly not least, we have the group of confidence. Oftentimes confidence turns into arrogance when you become too self-absorbed. And a lot of these main characters, at least in this category and in this group, tend to say that's what it is. And that's why they're doing the types of things that they do, making the videos that they make. It's like, oh, it's just confidence. And it's like, yeah, maybe initially it is, but it's manifesting into something else. The tube girl trend. Yeah, so this is the one, I think this is probably one of the biggest ones and the best examples is the tube girl trend. I don't completely understand what it is. I just know I've seen it a few times on YouTube Shorts. But this, people are like, is she being confident or is it something else? I mean, she literally says in the text, like, you're the main character, everyone else is an NPC, so. A lot of people are like, oh wow, I wish I was as confident as she was. And it's like, I mean, you can exhibit confidence without doing it like this. But okay, I digress. Okay, this one, everyone's staring at you at Disney. What does corn mean? Does anyone know? I'm being serious. I don't know if this is like innuendo or whatever it is. Like, why is there corn on the screen? What does that have to do with anything? No one was looking. I didn't see a single person looking, unless everyone who was looking was completely off camera. No one was looking. Okay, let's do this one next, because this one is hilarious to me. And this will really lay the foundation for confidence versus just being vain. Okay, wait. They weren't even looking at him. No one was looking at him. Okay, so I've seen a few videos from this guy, and his whole thing is confidence, right? And being like, when you exhibit your confidence, people will feel that too. First of all, I could give a few reasons on why they would be staring at you. Okay, one, I guess his reason is that he's hot, right? He's good looking. And look, I'm not gonna try and rate anybody, like, because, you know, beauty is subjective, right? But I mean, he's a good looking guy, I guess. You know, nice face, and I guess he was also referring to the muscles in his arms too. I mean, sure, he's a decent looking guy. That's why he thinks everyone is looking at him, right? Which, mind you, some of these people weren't. Another reason could possibly be just basic instinct. I mean, when you have someone walk really close to you, you just kind of look at them because they're close to you in very close proximity. So it's like, I want to make sure I'm not bumping into this person, or I just look at this person because they're literally right next to me. And you make that very brief, awkward eye contact and you keep it moving. I feel like a lot of these was that, and not staring, gawking, double take 3 times because he was so good looking. Another reason could also be there's a guy holding, or whoever's behind the camera behind you, just following you. That's a little weird. That could also, you know, have people look and be like, what the heck is he doing? I think it was an Instagram post or something, but I'll try to find it. But he was basically explaining, like, he doesn't make these videos for the sake of like being vainglorious or like boasting about his looks. It's about trying to teach people and show people that this is what confidence gets you. This is what happens when you're a confident person. You're confident in yourself and in your looks. Sure, you want to throw that message out there, but then how are you really fixing the problem? If the problem is people aren't confident, how is just showing you waltz down the street like a Chad, having people stare at you, gonna help other people gain confidence? Basically, you're saying the solution is just look like me, act like me, and you can be like me. And that's not helping the root cause of confidence issues. That's not addressing the root problem. It does just seem like he's putting these videos up here just to brag about how good he thinks he looks, which is a key phrase, how good he thinks he looks. It's okay to be confident. If you're confident in the way that you look, that's great. That's a good thing. But you automatically assuming that everybody else thinks the same way about you and is looking at you thinking that you're hot, that is where arrogance and just being very self-seated comes in. Because just like with the girl who was like, oh, everybody's looking at me because obviously she thinks she's attractive. Like, sure, that's great. If you think you're a hot person, good. It's good to have that kind of confidence. You walking around thinking that everybody's looking at you, and anybody who tries to deny that is just like a hater, or they have insecurity issues. That's just about the most vain thing you could possibly say. And there's another video of this girl who, she's taking a video, or someone's taking her video, and this girl walks behind her in her shot, and she's a hater because of it. Let me just play it for you. Right, so she's on a Greek island. She's taking her video, minding her business. She replays that girl walking behind her. Hold on, wait, let's pause this. Let's read what this says. People might try to make fun, but don't let that stop you from getting your content, baby. Let me just rewind real quick. Let me just rewatch that. Hold on, maybe I missed something. So where exactly did she make fun of you? The vanity comes in where she thinks that this girl is hating on her because she ruined her shot or her video. And because she's confident, like taking her video and, you know, feeling herself, and she didn't like that apparently, the passerby. She didn't like that, so she ruined her video, or was hating on her because she doesn't like that she's confident. Again, very presumptuous of you to think that she even cared. I think she was just walking because that's what she's doing. There's nothing wrong with feeling yourself and thinking that you are whatever you think you are. Like, that's not the issue. And in these situations where they're like, I'm just confident, everybody else is insecure, that's where the arrogance comes in. No one's worried about you. No one's staring at you. No one's watching you. And I mean, if you think you're attractive, that's fine. Everybody else does not collectively feel that way about you. So there is a line between confidence and just straight up arrogance. You becoming so self-absorbed that you suddenly think that everyone feels the same way about you when you walk the streets. That's where the problem lies. It's like, no, we don't. A lot of people don't even care. They're not even acknowledging your existence because they have stuff to do. So with that being said, I think my diagnosis is complete. Now for treatment, you're gonna need to take these reality pills once every day until it's finished, and then you might need a refill. You'll definitely need a refill, actually. Take some time off of social media, maybe for like 2 months, if you can survive that long. Yeah, and then come back to me in 6 months, and let's see how your progression is. That'd be $3,000. Okay, so what's the takeaway from this? People aren't entirely wrong when they believe that they are the main character. Because technically they are. They're the main characters of their story, are they not? We are all, in some type of way, self-seated. That's just the way we are. Since we were kids, we were always seeing things from our point of view. As we grow up, of course, we learn to be more perceptive, but ultimately we're going to see things through our lenses, through our opinions, through our feelings and experiences on certain things. So yeah, technically you are the main character of your story. The problem lies where people do not differentiate their stories from other people's stories and not realizing that while you are the main character of your story, other people are the main characters of their stories. There are no NPCs, there are no secondary characters. Everybody ultimately is their own main character. When you walk around and live your life, yeah, go ahead and do things that make you happy, film in public or do whatever it is that you're trying to do, but acknowledge the fact that other people have their own lives and things that they need to do. Not everybody has time to accommodate whatever it is that you want and your needs when you want them, because they are finishing their own narrative of their story. Don't do things at the expense of other people, making them feel uncomfortable or putting them in a position where they feel like they're the ones at fault or in the wrong because they have to accommodate you. You know, it's like no one has to do that. If someone's ruining your shot, like this airplane noise is kind of ruining my shot right now, then so be it. Like, move or deal with it. Like, no one has to accommodate your video. You think you're confident, you think you're hot, you think you look good, that's fine. Don't think everybody else thinks the same exact way that you do. You want validation, you want attention, you're insecure, whatever. Don't go to public gyms and act like a gorilla, okay? Don't do that. That's weird. Being the main character is perfectly fine because that's what you are. But so is everyone else. So just acknowledge that. I feel like that's really the bottom line here. It's like, just be aware other people have their lives, their struggles, everything that they're going through. Just be hyper aware of that. Remember that, you know? Like, it isn't ultimately all about you. The world does not revolve around you. I feel like that's pretty common knowledge, but you know, common sense is not so common anymore. So with that being said, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. I don't know what that ending was. I never know how to close out videos, but bye.